Easy, guys. I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except, once my pants are on, I make gold records.
Hey, what's up, vinyl community and everybody out there in YouTube land? Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem, and of course it's Kendall. And today, well, tonight I guess it is, wanted to do this real fast because it is that time of year again. It is time for the Record Store Day Black Friday list. Yeah, the list came out yesterday. I know there's already been some videos out there. Watched a lot of them, and figured I'd get mine out there to talk about my thought of the list. And I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to be as negative as everybody else has been, or at least a lot of people have been. You know, Black Friday is always a smaller list, and it's normally not filled with all the goodies that you see in April. I've just come to that realization, and I've come to terms with it. You know, last Black Friday, I have to admit, I thought it was not a really good list at all. I only got a couple things, which was good because I ended up going to Noble Records and spending a lot more money there. However, this year, I was actually pretty happy with the list. There was more things on the list that I was happy about. I will say, yes, there's always a lot of picture discs, there's always a lot of demo stuff, a lot of live things, but I've come to be okay with that, at least the things that I like of that. And I like live albums. I used to not so much, but depending on the artist, I don't mind them. And so a lot of what I'm actually pretty excited about are live albums. And so I figured I'd go over what I like on the list and what I'm probably going to get. Or at least, depending, as I always say, depending on the prices, what I'm going to try to get. Because, as I always say, I try to budget this because I'm on a budget, you know. And so here we go. I got my trusty notes. I did actually print out the list, but I left it at work. So, oh well. And I'm going in alphabetical order, but a lot of this is actually in the order of what I'm excited about too. So here we go. And I'm going to leave off. I mean, yes, the Doors have their thing on there. Grateful Dead, they have their thing on there. You know, they're staples. But I've quit buying Grateful Dead albums. I'm happy with my Doors box set. I don't really need a live Doors album. Those normally don't sound great anyway. So, you know, I'm going to leave that stuff alone. So, you know. All right, first and foremost, Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. This year is the 50th anniversary of that album. That is my favorite Alice Cooper album, as a matter of fact. Not last weekend. Or was it last weekend? No, not last weekend, but the weekend before that, I actually saw Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. Great show. Alice Cooper's 77 years old. But it's the 50th anniversary of that album. That is my favorite Alice Cooper album, band or solo. And so it's the 50th anniversary. I'm still hoping they put out a special edition of some kind. They haven't done it. But Welcome to My Nightmare, live from the Forum, June 17th, 1975. This is a 2LP put out by Rhino. It's an RSD exclusive. They're only doing 3,500 copies. And this is the full concert, which is very cool. So, you know, we're getting pretty much everything from that album, and then we're also getting, you know, a lot of his big hits. And anyone that knows, that time in Alice Cooper was when he was doing full-on super shows. So I'm very excited about that. I think the sound quality will be good because I know that there was a special that they did, and then there was a concert, and this may even be the concert that they did. There was a video special concert. This is probably what they're getting it from. So I'm very excited about it. It's being put out by Rhino, so it's probably going to be pretty good sound quality. Very excited about this one. This is probably number one on my list. I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan. Number 2, Billy Joel. I'm a huge Billy Joel fan. If you see my channel at all, you know that. This one is live from Long Island, from 1982, December 29th. It's the Nylon Curtain Tour, which, if you know anything about Billy Joel, he was firing on all cylinders at that time. This is from the Nassau Coliseum, right at the end of the tour. So we're peak Billy Joel at the top here. Granted, the next album he put out was my favorite album, but for him, this is when he sounds probably the best. This is when he is putting on amazing shows. This was also another special. There's a VHS of it. And as a matter of fact, this terrible looking cover, which I actually like, is based off of that. It's a 3 LP set. It's an RSD exclusive, only 1,500 copies. Now, what some people may not know is that this was actually available in the box set that came out of Volume 2 of all of his albums. This was available in there. So if you have that box set, you really don't need to buy this. I don't have the box set, though. So this is one I want. There's only 1,500 copies. Again, it's an exclusive. So I am looking forward to this one. I know it's going to sound great. Mastered from the master tapes. Again, I love Billy Joel. If you look at the set list or the track listing, I mean, great track listing. Number 3, Elton John and Brandi Carlile live. This is, they released an album together at the beginning of the year. It's a great album. If you haven't heard it, go and look at it. The name of it is escaping me right now. But this is from their CBS special that came out in March 26th. And this is 10 tracks from that special. So they're doing songs from that album, but then they're also doing some staples from Brandi Carlile and, of course, from the great Elton John. This is, again, an RSD exclusive. It says it's a 2 LP, but there's only 10 tracks. So if it's a 2 LP, I'm thinking it's probably done at 45 RPM. I don't know. There's only 4,000. I'm a huge Brandi Carlile fan. She's got a new album coming out actually this month. Very excited about it. This should be great. I didn't get a chance to see that special. I'm hoping that it's streaming somewhere so I can find it, but I'm definitely looking forward to this. Love Elton John. Love Brandi Carlile. This should be great. Next, not a live album. Here we go. Marcus King, No Room for Blue. Marcus King, just last week, actually put out a new album called Darling Blue. The Marcus King Band, I should say. So far, I'm liking it. Not my favorite Marcus King Band album, but it's good. I mean, it's Marcus King. Blues rock, country, honky tonk. But this is bonus tracks from that album. It's pretty much everything that didn't make it on the album. Again, it's an RSD exclusive. It's going to be on Cosmic Turquoise Swirl, whatever that means. Pretty interesting to see what it looks like. It's going to be 3,500 copies of that. But I love Marcus King. I have all of his albums. I have his RSD stuff. His RSD from earlier in the year, Live at the Bluebird, probably, if not my favorite RSD from April, it's one of. It sounds fantastic. Just him and one other guy, just acoustic guitar. It's great. He's just such a great guitar player and soulful singer. This one's kind of fun. Spinal Tap, The End Continues. Now, Spinal Tap movie just came out. I haven't seen it yet. But I did get the new album, The End Continues. However, this is an exclusive with 3 bonus tracks, an alternate cover, and a special poster. Only 2,000 copies. I love Spinal Tap. I already have all the albums. I already have this album, but not with the 3 bonus tracks. So, yeah. Next, Van Halen. This is prime Van Halen with Sammy. I say prime, it's technically their last tour with Sammy. This is live at Wembley, June 24th, 1995. There's only 8 tracks, but what I liked about the track listing is that it was very different. Half the songs were David Lee Roth songs. I mean, You Really Got Me, I think Jump, and Ain't Talking About Love. Then the guitar solo. I think there was still one other Roth song on there, and then the rest were. And then I mean that's 5 songs, and then so so it should be good. And so that was released in the box set for the Balance box earlier, but only digitally or on CD. So this is the first time and only time on vinyl. RSD exclusive, 6,000 copies on like Orange Crush vinyl. They did the same thing last year for the Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, the live in was it Houston or Dallas one. So I bought that one, so I'm gonna buy this one too. Next, this is probably gonna be the most expensive one, but again, I think all of these are, as much as I hate to say, they're gonna be expensive because a lot of these are 2 LPs or 3 LPs, the live ones that is. But this is Dwight Yoakam. First 3 albums of the 90s. It's a 4 LP set. It's an RSD exclusive again. 2,745 copies with a bonus LP with rarities and exclusives. So what I saw was the rarities are songs that were basically released as like singles that you could get on like greatest hits albums or stuff like that. They weren't released on actual his solo albums, like Suspicious Minds or Crazy Little Thing Called Love. A lot of his covers, which I thought was kind of cool because you want those, but you couldn't get them on albums. So thought that was pretty cool. I did buy the Dwight Yoakam box set from, what was it, like 2 years ago? Or I guess it was last year. And so I figured I got to add this one, and my Dwight Yoakam albums will be complete because I love his early stuff. So definitely on my list. I'm afraid to see how much it's going to be. Although I will say the first box, which was still 4 albums, was less than $100. So I'm hoping to see this one at the same. And then the last one, this one I'm teetering on. I'm not sure. The Back to the Future trilogy by Alan Silverstein, or I can't even pronounce his name. It's the score from all 3 of the movies. The Back to the Future trilogy is one of my all-time favorite movies, trilogies, etc. I could probably quote 99% of the movies. Love the movies. It's the 40th anniversary of the Back to the Future movie. I mean, come on. It's just awesome. It's a great score. So it'd be cool to have. It's got a pretty cool looking cover to it. It is an RSD exclusive again. I think all of these are RSD exclusives too. Now, we've learned in the past that RSD exclusive doesn't always mean exclusive. As we know, thank you, Macho Man Randy Savage. But we'll see. 1,900 copies, and it's on Doc Brown vinyl. What does that mean? Don't have a clue. But so that one's a maybe, depending on how much everything else is going to cost me, what this will cost me. And, there's always stuff that could be added and taken away from the list. We've seen that happen so many times on RSD. You just don't know sometimes. But, I'm trying to be positive. I know there's people out there that, are on the list. To me, that's worth going. So I'm excited about it. I'm not really into the jazz stuff or the hip hop stuff, but that stuff, like I said, it's stuff that I want. It's stuff that I know I'm going to listen to. And like I said, there were some other things. There's that Bob Dylan. I don't have a lot of Bob Dylan in my collection, but Free Will and Bob Dylan, the original, how it was supposed to sound, that might be interesting. I don't know. And then there were some other things that, maybe depending on the day, there's, you get there to the store and you're in line talking with people and they tell you there once, and then, you know, you start thinking about it. That's the great thing about Record Store Day. The community of talking to other record store or record collectors, and, you know, I always have a blast. You know, hopefully, I don't know for sure, be hanging out with my buddy Chad like always. We'll see. We haven't really discussed it a whole lot. But, you know, go out, support your locals. Even if you're not going for any of these titles, support them. Go buy records. If you're into records, go buy records at your local store. Support these guys. They're putting a lot of time and money into it. It's worth it just for that. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of the list. Let me know what's on your list. Let me know if you have any questions about my list. And until next time, I will catch you later. Tomorrow, maybe by the time you're watching this, I will probably be in line at Noble Records for the 6th anniversary sale. And my next video will probably be about that. So until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.